Hey guys, today I'm going to share with you how to make easy and delicious Tuscan salmon.
Tuscan salmon has tender salmon fillets smothered in the most delicious cream sauce that I could just drink with tomatoes and spinach. And this recipe is fancy enough to serve to company and easy enough for a weeknight meal. So let's get started. First off, I have to tell you guys that I made this recipe for Mother's Day and everyone just loved it. So like I mentioned before, this recipe is elegant enough to serve to guests and so easy to serve as a weeknight meal for your family, just like I'm doing today. So for the fish, I'm not gonna pan sear the salmon like how some other recipes do. I'm gonna bake it in the oven, and then while it's baking in the oven, we're gonna make the sauce, and I find it much easier that way. So first things first, I have 1.5 pounds of salmon fillet that I divided into 4 pieces, and I'm gonna go ahead and place it on a baking dish. I'm gonna do it skin side down because I wanna season that side first. If you don't want the skin, I don't really eat the salmon skin, but it kind of just glides off after it cooks. But if you want to remove it before you cook it, go right ahead. So I'm gonna go ahead and place it on this baking dish, and then I'm gonna season it well on both sides with salt and pepper. And I know this isn't a one-pan meal because I am using this extra dish, but trust me, washing this dish is worth not having to pan fry the salmon, having that oil splatter. It's so much easier. So it's kind of worth it. And I'm just gonna go ahead and season the other side. And just so you know, if you guys are not a fan of salmon or fish, I do have a Tuscan chicken recipe that's so delicious. I'm also gonna drizzle it with a little bit of olive oil. And that's pretty much it, super simple. I'm gonna go ahead and bake this in a 400-degree oven for about 12 minutes, and then I'm gonna broil it for 4 minutes. So go ahead and meet me over at the oven. For the tomatoes, you could use whatever tomatoes you prefer. I did test it using Roma tomatoes, so I'm sticking it with that today because it came out really delicious. You could use cherry tomatoes, grape tomatoes, sun-dried tomatoes, whatever you like. But yes, I'm gonna stick with the Roma tomatoes because I liked how it came out. But anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and dice these tomatoes up. If you are using grape tomatoes or cherry tomatoes, just go ahead and cut them in half. And another reason why I'm using Roma tomatoes today is I always have them. Like I always have Roma tomatoes in my fridge because we use them for like sandwiches and omelets. So it's like a staple at my house. Okay, so now that our tomatoes are all nice and diced up, I'm gonna show you some other ingredients that we are gonna be needing for the sauce. And that is some minced garlic, some chicken broth, some heavy cream, some Parmesan cheese, and we are gonna throw in some baby spinach. And I think I mentioned in my other video, Costco has the best value for organic baby spinach. It's like $3.50 for a huge tub like this, much cheaper than a regular grocery store if you have a Costco membership. And I love that it's organic, it's triple wash, so you can throw it in like smoothies or sandwiches or salads. But anyways, that's my whole spiel on Costco spinach. Okay, so we had a head start on our salmon, so we need to get going and make our sauce. And this sauce is so delicious, creamy, garlicky, has Parmesan cheese. I can't wait to share it with you guys. So meet me over at the stove.
I have my pan heated over medium heat. I've added some olive oil, and I'm gonna saute 5 minced garlic cloves. And I'm gonna cook it down for about 30 seconds to a minute. Now I'm going to add the tomatoes that we diced up earlier. And like I mentioned earlier, you can use cherry tomatoes, grape tomatoes, sun-dried tomatoes, whatever your heart desires. I'm going to cook the tomatoes down until they're nice and softened. This will take about 2 minutes. Just a quick reminder, if you're new on here, to like this video and subscribe so that I can continue to share simple and delicious recipes with you guys. I'm going to give the tomatoes a little seasoning of some salt and pepper. Always remember to season your food as you go along. The tomatoes are looking good, and now it's time to move on with our sauce. I'm going to add in 1/2 cup of chicken broth, but you could also use vegetable broth. And I'm also going to add 1 cup of heavy cream. This sauce is so delicious, We have lots of flavor from the garlic, and the tomatoes gives it this like tangy flavor. So yummy. I'm gonna go ahead and season it with some salt and pepper. And this really cooks up in like no time since we have the help of our oven cooking up our salmon for us. I'm gonna bring the sauce to a boil, and then I'm gonna lower the heat to medium, and I'm gonna let it simmer for about 2 minutes to get our sauce to get nice and slightly thickened. Okay, our sauce is looking good. I'm gonna go ahead and add in a few handfuls of baby spinach. This is probably about 3 to 4 cups. We do love spinach, so feel free to add as little or as much as you like. This really doesn't take that long to cook down at all. You just want to keep stirring until the spinach has just wilted. Now off the heat, I'm going to add in half a cup of shredded Parmesan cheese. And I like to do this off the heat so that our cheese doesn't curdle and that our sauce stays nice and smooth. This does make quite a bit of sauce, so you're gonna need some type of side dish to soak it up, whether it be noodles or rice or bread or potatoes. You'll just need something to soak up this deliciousness. Okay, our salmon is done baking in the oven. I'm gonna go ahead and add it into the sauce. I'm gonna turn up the heat a little bit so that it just hangs out in the sauce for like 30 seconds, and then we are ready to serve this up. And as always for you guys, I have the full written recipe in the description below if you want to check that out.
Okay, did you guys see how quick and easy that was to make? And it's so delicious. Watch when you guys make this and try it. You're gonna be like, wow, I made this. Thank you, Joanne. But anyways, this makes a ton of sauce. So you could serve it with whatever your heart desires. My family are rice eaters, they love rice. So for Mother's Day, I did serve it with rice because my mom loves to spoon a lot of that sauce over the rice, and so do my kids. And, but yes, you can also serve it over noodles, potatoes, mashed potatoes. You can have, what was that noise? I don't know what that noise was. Anyways, you could serve it with like some dipping bread. But anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and give this a try. So I'm gonna go ahead and go in with a salmon fillet and lots of this sauce because this sauce is to die for. Okay, ready to dig in. Okay, cheers you guys. The salmon is baked to perfection. It's nice and tender, and this sauce, oh my gosh, like I said, I could just drink it up. Anyways, I hope you give this recipe a try. I hope your family likes it as much as mine did. And thanks for watching my video. If you guys enjoyed it, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Take care.